Highlander, Chapter 5. The Day the World Felt Wrong. Antonio woke before the sun, though he wasn't aware of the exact moment his eyes opened. It felt less like waking and more like surfacing, like something pushed him up from a darker place without asking permission. The air in the room was cold enough to sting, but the cold wasn't what bothered him. It was the stillness. A different kind of stillness than the night before. Not heavy, not suffocating, just wrong. He sat up slowly, hands braced on his knees, the early morning light stretching itself thin across the floorboards. His body felt stiff, as if the weight of the night had settled into his joints. He took a breath, then another, but even the act of breathing felt foreign, mechanical, like he was remembering how to do it rather than doing it naturally. He didn't change his clothes, didn't wash his face, didn't look in the mirror. The house felt like it was observing him, waiting to see what he would do next. The cup on the counter was exactly where he had left it, and for a moment he wondered if he could just pretend this was any other morning, that she was outside feeding the horses, humming something soft and off-key the way she used to. But the silence corrected him. He stepped outside into the faint chill of dawn. The sky was washed in pale blue, the kind that shows up before the sun commits to rising. The land stretched out quiet and expectant, as if it had been rearranged in the night while he wasn't looking. He didn't trust the morning. It felt too still, too fragile, as if one wrong movement might shatter it. Antonio walked toward the corral, more out of instinct than intention. Routine is the last thing grief can steal from a man, even when it steals everything else. But when he reached the fence, he paused. Something was off. The horses stood clustered near the far end, alert, ears pivoting toward him with an intensity he couldn't explain. They didn't move away, they just watched. He felt it then, the same pressure from the night before, that strange tightening behind his ribs. But now it carried something else, a faint electricity, a whisper of recognition he didn't understand. The world looked familiar, but it didn't feel familiar, like a photograph developed slightly out of focus. He checked the barn next. The door groaned when he pushed it open, louder than usual, like it resented being disturbed. Inside, the smell of hay mingled with something sharper, metal, dust, and something he couldn't place. He scanned the shelves, the old crates, the tools lined along the far wall. Nothing was different, and yet something was. He couldn't explain it, just an unease, a tug in the chest, a sensation that something had shifted overnight but refused to reveal itself. He left the barn and walked toward the ridge. It was something he did when his thoughts were too loud. Climb until the land opened wide enough to hold them. The path was familiar. His boots knew every stone, every turn, every place where the earth dipped unexpectedly. But even the path felt foreign today, like his memory of it didn't match what he was seeing. Halfway up, he stopped. Not because he was tired, but because the wind shifted. It carried a change in temperature, a brief flicker of warmth that shouldn't have been there. It brushed past him, like someone whispering a name he almost recognized. He turned, half expecting to see someone behind him. No one was there, not even the faintest movement. Just silence, stretched thin across the land. He pushed on until he reached the top. From there, the entire valley was visible, the house, the barns, the corral, the distant wash. It should have grounded him. It always had before. But today, it only confirmed what he already felt. The world was wearing a familiar shape, but something beneath it was shifting. He stood there until the sun finally crested the horizon, painting the valley in gold. He waited for the usual warmth in his chest, the brief moment when dawn made him believe things could still turn out differently. It didn't come. He took a long breath and exhaled slowly. not because it helped, but because a man has to breathe, even when the world around him forgets how to.